yesterday, Jackson and Matthew were home with me. They had the hybrid school day, and so by lunchtime, Jackson was pretty much done with school. Matthew still had quite a bit. And so little brothers being little brothers, he started to cause a little bit of problems for Matthew. And so Jason and I both decided to grab Jackson and take him to get some of that energy out. And we found ourselves at the Castle Rock Incline. I don't know if you have been able to go to that place yet, but it is 200 stairs that are straight up this hillside and bring with it the joy of a beautiful view at the top, but also trying to huff and puff your way as you walk up the stairs. So it's the first time that I've been able to walk up this incline since I had my surgeries last year. And so I was feeling pretty good going up the stairs until I got towards the top. And the stairs become steeper at the top, and it gets harder and harder and harder. But I finally made it to the top, and looking around at the beautiful view, I was reminded of how wonderful the journey can be sometimes. But also I was reminded and strengthened in myself that I can do hard things. I can do hard things. It's a mantra that I have had for a couple of years now. Whenever I find myself in a hard place, whenever I find myself feeling stressed out, whenever I find that I'm overwhelmed, I simply take a deep breath in and whisper, I can do hard things. I can do hard things. That is a gift that we have all been given, the gift to be able to do hard things. And yet sometimes doing hard things feels impossible for us. It becomes overwhelming, it becomes too much, and we have a hard time. We struggle up those stairs, even though we know we can make it. Even though we know that there is a promise of a beautiful view at the very top. And it is through the gift of water, of air, that we are able to go ahead and to climb those stairs, right? The power within our body. And I was thinking about the ways in which we have spiritual power that comes within us. The spiritual power of God's love and God's grace that is poured out into our lives. And how we thirst for that. We thirst for that in our very being. One of my favorite Psalms is Psalm 63, because Psalm 63 is a cry from David, and it says, "O God, you are my God, I seek you. My soul thirsts for you. My flesh faints for you as in a dry and weary land where there is no water. My soul clings to you. Your right hand upholds me." See, in those times where we're thirsty, in those times where things feel too hard, in those times where we feel faint and parched, God is there with us to hold us up, to be able to help us in those places, to be able to fill our thirst, and to be able to give us the strength to do what we need to do. This Sunday is World Communion Sunday, and it is a day in which we remember that Christians around the world celebrate the sacrament of Holy Communion together. That body and blood of Christ, that bread and wine that is given to us to remind us that God is with us. It fills our spirit, and then in our Methodist tradition, we are called then to go out and be Christ's body and blood in the world, to be able to share that love and grace with others. So, as we are doing hard things right now, my friends, I pray that you remember that if your soul is weary, if you are fainting for God, if you are thirsting for God, that God is there for you, to uphold you in those hard times, to give you strength, to give you courage, to give you grace. And as you are filled up with God's grace and presence in your life, may you go out into the world and share that with others, to be Jesus's hands and feet in this world who need to know of God's love and grace in their lives, so that we can all do the hard things that are before us. Take courage, my friends, for God is near, for God is with you and will never leave you. Amen.